Hi everyone, I just wanted to go over my table and my outline. So this is my table. I decided, just like the text said, the Galvin and Galvin text on page 88, I decided to go with first a table of definitions. And then I will transition to a second table of definitions, and then I will move into the methods. I'm not there yet, but right now, for the purpose of this assignment, I'm just going to focus on definitions. As you'll notice, I do have a few definitions here. My goal, if I do this again, which I will, is to have definitions on the same words from multiple articles, from multiple research studies, from the ones that I chose for my topic. So that's that. And for my outline, I was looking over what Dr. Guthrie gave us, and I was thinking about my topic, and after reading the articles, and I'm thinking this is my initial setup. I may change it, but I will need some suggestions for one area specifically. When I get there, I'll go through that with you all. But my topic is English language learners and long-term memory retrieval. And my introduction for the first paragraph, the first part of the writing, I will focus on the topic itself. I will introduce it. I will explain why it's important. I will share data from hopefully local Title I schools that can outline specific subgroups to show how low scores on vocabulary, on vocabulary acquisition and low attendance to retrieval of information, so that I can sort of situate the purpose of the study. And then eventually I would like to identify what the purpose of the study is. Moving on, the next section, I would like to really have an overview of retrieval practices and ELs. I'm going to cite several sources. What are retrieval practices? What did the various text articles say? How do retrieval practices relate to ELs? And I'm also going to explain the retrieval practice. So this is my question, actually. I was asking, and I would like to know, should I explain retrieval practices before I describe or relate how retrieval practices are connected to ELs? I'd like your feedback on that, if possible. Furthermore, I'm going to focus, the next couple pages will be focusing on the literature review, what the literature says about ELs and long-term memory retrieval. I will synthesize between the studies and also include a summary table. The implication section of this paper for English language learners and long-term memory retrieval will be centered around ELs and long-term memory retrieval. Maybe the effect on teachers' ability to incorporate the strategy, the effect of ELs. Oh, I don't know why that has two S's in that. I'll have to fix that. Confidence to remember info and terms, and the effect on EL's test-taking ability. And then the conclusion, I will focus on pulling all these ideas together and really asking the big question, so what? What's the big picture, and how does this help EL students retrieve information? So that's where I'm at. I know I need help, but I think I'm narrowing it down, and I'm getting there. Thank you for your support. Hi guys, so I started my video and I'm just going through it really quickly. I would like to tell you that I chose for Galvin and Galvin, I decided to go with the first table of definitions. As you can see, I have definitions listed here. Eventually I would like to move into the second table of definitions, and that's going to be a little more specific. It'll focus on the authors. It'll also compare definitions between the various research studies. And then for the actual outline, or my outline, I'm going to introduce my topic, which is English language learners and long-term memory retrieval. Then I will introduce the topic itself. That was redundant. Anyway, I'm going to explain why it's important. I will also share data from local Title I schools outlining specific subgroups to show those low scores on vocabulary acquisition and how low attendance to retrieval of information is prominent. And I will identify the purpose, or state the purpose of the study. Next, I will focus on the overview of retrieval practices and ELs, and this is where I need some suggestions. I'm thinking maybe I should move explaining retrieval practices as the first bullet point, and then the other two should be secondary. But I'm not really sure about that. I'm still thinking. It just makes logical sense, but I'd have to go back and think about that some more. The third section of the outline refers to the literature review and what it has to say about ELs and long-term memory retrieval. There will be a synthesis of the various research studies, and there will also be a summary table included in this section of the paper. Furthermore, we're going to move on to implication of English language learners and long-term memory retrieval. It's a little more specific now. ELs and long-term memory retrieval, the effect on the teacher's ability to incorporate this strategy, and I don't know if I'm going to keep that subcategory there. I may take that out. The effect on ELs, sorry about the double S, confidence to remember info terms, and the effect on ELs test-taking ability with this practice. And then finally, the conclusion will focus on pulling all these ideas together and really asking that big question. What next? So what? Who cares? Why is this important? What's the big picture? And how does this topic help ELs retrieve information? So this is where I'm at. I know I need suggestions and help, but I feel better this week than I did last week. I feel like every week I'm improving and really honing and narrowing my topic and my various subtopics as well. Thank you so much.